And so you're aware news organizations typically have a policy of not covering deaths by suicide, and not because we don't care, but because we don't want to glamorize or encourage them.
But two celebrities taking their own lives in just a matter of days really is a story we can't ignore, most importantly because we know there is somebody out there right now thinking about suicide. So how do we talk about it responsibly? And
Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski is joining us now, and you've been talking with experts all day, and this is a tough, but this is an important conversation.
And Shannon, it is. And as a newsroom, you know, we've really been talking about how do we get this right as a newsroom, especially since suicide is rising in Colorado. Experts say not talking about it is a killer, and there is hope for those struggling.
Hi, I'm Kate Ballantyne-Spade.
Brought attention to an issue that has touched so many families across the country.
The sudden deaths of Kate Spade and now Anthony Bourdain, two celebrities who seemingly had it all and died by suicide, is igniting a flashpoint around a difficult topic.
I'm glad we're talking about it. I'm sorry for the reason.
We sat down with Andrew Romanoff with Mental Health Colorado to have an honest conversation about suicide. Every time this topic comes up, either personally or on TV, we're confronted with why. And often as the media searches for answers to those questions, we memorialize those that are now lost, perhaps giving someone struggling in silence a way out.
You don't want to glamorize it or glorify it or sensationalize it.
Well, the media's role can't be ignored. The trends in Colorado are very concerning. Suicide is rising. A new report from the CDC found suicide rates are up 34% in our state from 1999 to 2016.
So I think the most important thing that you can do, and I can do, and everyone can do, is to make sure that folks are comfortable talking about it. Talking to someone about a fear you may have of their suicide does not make them more likely to die.
Romanoff says the stigma around suicide is still one of the biggest barriers. Add in not enough mental health resources and high costs for care.
So we got to do more to bring down the cost of mental health care.
There's probably 18 million of these across the country.
Which is where programs like the Yellow Ribbon campaign come in.
On the back it says, stay, listen, and get help.
Two Colorado parents started this nonprofit after their son died by suicide.
It felt like failure at everything because we couldn't stop it, couldn't see it.
With each one of these free cards they pass out, their message is simple. It's okay to ask for help.
If we're talking to our children about drugs and sex and appropriate media and internet work right now, we should be talking to them about suicide.
How did you attempt to kill yourself?
And there is hope.
A mental illness doesn't have to be a death sentence.
The same CDC data shows 9 out of 10 people who attempt suicide and survive go on to live out their lives, showing there is light at the end of the tunnel, even if you can't see it now.
It's treatable, and I think a lot of folks can't see a light at the end of the tunnel, so they seek what turns out to be a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Now, the other important part of this story is the resources available right now. You can call if you or someone you know needs help. Denver 7's Teresa Marchetta takes us inside the Colorado Crisis Hotline.